Some big news just came out regarding a potential return of a former WWE champion, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Dominik, Rhea Ripley, and more. Starting things off with some hopeful news for former WWE champion Big E. Big E went down a few years ago with a devastating and serious accidental neck injury. Immediately after it happened, there was extreme fear from fans that not only was his in-ring career over, but that his day-to-day life was probably altered forever as well. But thankfully it wasn't to that extreme, and Big E's everyday eventually came back to normal. He said that the pain eventually left, he took the neck brace off, and started to feel great again. He even started to share recent pictures of himself back in the gym again, doing some heavy work for the first time in quite some time. So everything had gone back to normal for Big E, except his in-ring status. That still remains up in the air. Big E has said in interviews before that if he never wrestles again, he won't really be sad about it, how he's happy with the career he had. Well, in a new interview with Sports Talk Philly, Big E provided some updates on his recovery process and a very big date that's coming up with a doctor that will provide him with some more information on what his future looks like. He had this to say about his upcoming appointment, quote, "More than anything, I'm just taking every day as it comes. I know that sounds like a cliche, but I get scans again in another 3 to 6 months. And if they look great and the doctors say it's healthy for me to go back, then that's something where we'll sit down and talk about it. But I try not to spend too much time worrying about things I can't control. It's nice to know that if I get the opportunity to get back in the ring and I can do it healthy, then let's do it. Let's attack it fully. But if not, I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm excited about that path too." End quote. So Big E is being optimistic about both paths for his career and looking forward to both of them. He said that these scans coming up here in the next few months will let the doctors and himself know if a conversation about a return to the ring will be in play or not. He said that if he's given the fully healthy clearance to return to the ring, then he'll absolutely take it. Fans are hoping to see another miracle clearance here for Big E's case. The last few years of pro wrestling have been full of wrestlers getting miracle clearances, from Adam Copeland, Saraya, Bryan Danielson, Corey Graves, and so on. Just so many wrestlers that were told they'll never wrestle again, but somehow, someway, they all got medically cleared over time. So fans are really hoping that Big E joins that class of wrestlers that all found their miracle clearance after devastating injuries and situations. But if Big E can't return to the ring, he seems equally excited to continue to dive deeper into his new career as a commentator and broadcast host. Big E has already been doing a lot of premium live event panels and has been doing an amazing job giving his expert analysis and opinions. So no matter what the new scan results say, it looks like we can definitely expect to see Big E staying on WWE television one way or another. Maybe he does return to the ring to finish his career on his own terms, or he'll continue to climb up the commentary and broadcaster rankings until he's at ringside doing commentary. During that same interview, Big E also addressed the New Day's current storyline that appears to be heavily hinting at a split-up between the team that's been together for 10 years this coming November. Big E compared it to a marriage and said that arguments and turmoil like that is just normal. Big E said that he's still connected to the group, but that he's a bit out of the loop since he's not actually there every week. Big E said that he feels like whatever it is, Kofi and Xavier Woods will work it out and everything will be fine in the end. Big E's prediction is definitely optimistic because the way things are looking right now doesn't seem like the New Day will be able to come back from this. Xavier Woods recently snapped and disrespected Rey Mysterio, and now they'll have a match together coming up on Raw. That match will be very important to see if Xavier Woods explores any heel tendencies to overcome Rey Mysterio, and how will Kofi Kingston feel about that as well. That storyline looks like it's headed for an explosive conclusion, including Xavier Woods feeling like he's looking down at him because he never won a singles title, and how he's been attached to the New Day for nearly his entire main roster career. So it's looking like Woods may want to break out of the New Day and finally show everyone what he's capable of on his own. Ricochet and Samantha Irvin were one of WWE's quickly rising power couples in the company. They were on the same brand, and WWE even started implementing their relationship with each other into some of Ricochet's feuds and storylines. Even in Ricochet's final WWE moment, where Samantha Irvin literally ran out of the arena to join him in the ambulance. But that all changed when it was announced and revealed that Ricochet was leaving WWE in favor of AEW. Ricochet was recently a guest on Talk is Jericho, and he opened up about that conversation and what that was like for Samantha Irvin when he told her that he wanted to continue his career in AEW. He had this to say, quote, "It definitely was a thought, but we just have a really good relationship. Whether it's her or me or vice versa, we see what really is going to make you the happiest, and then we help that partner get there." So that was kind of how it was. And she understands the type of artist that I am, the wrestler that I am. She understands not being stifled, not being pushed to your full potential. So she was like, what's going to make you the happiest will make all of us the happiest, because as a group, we're going to be happy. She's for it. She's carving her own path right now, and I'm for that. We're doing it right now, and just really happy, end quote. So Samantha and Ricochet had no issue with the fact that they were now away from each other in different companies. They're thriving together and thriving in individual careers. Ricochet has been loving his run in AEW so far, and Samantha Irvin continues to be the new voice and face of WWE announcing. Rhea Ripley just exposed Dominik Mysterio's deepest fears and didn't hold back at all. In a new interview with Kathy Kelly, Rhea Ripley went a bit deeper into her reasoning for bringing a shark cage into the equation for WWE Bad Blood. Rhea exposed that some of Dominik's biggest fears include heights and tight spaces, which is exactly what the Bad Blood shark cage is all about, and that's why she picked it. Dominik will be lifted over the ring high into the sky and locked into a small cage all at the same time, and it's a big deal because Dominik is living through his biggest fears all at the same time. So that extra piece of backstory and intel from Rhea Ripley was such a nice touch to the story because it basically raised the stakes and lets us know that the shark cage is such a big threat in this situation because Dominik despises every aspect about it, and Rhea's gonna love watching his look of desperation and fear from being above the ring. Rhea was also right when she said that literally all of Liv Morgan's title offenses so far has included some sort of involvement with Dominik Mysterio. So with Dominik temporarily taken out of the equation with the shark cage, will Liv Morgan be able to defeat Rhea Ripley on her own? Or will they find a feud to get Dominik down from the cage a bit early so that he can help Liv out as usual? Lots of interesting elements can come into play there at Bad Blood. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.